Hey there, welcome to Be Jeeping. As you can tell, I'm not working on a Jeep again. I'm working on Chevy Silverado 2011 front wheel bearings. This side was making a growling noise, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll swap it out, swap out the bearing. First of all, you gotta remove the tire, remove the cap, tire, and then we're gonna take the cap off the end of the wheel bearing hub, and we'll get to it here in a minute. So got a 22mm socket. Remove the lug nuts. You got a bearing cap here. You want to remove that. That way you can access the nut. So just a small chisel and a hammer. Just kind of drive it down in between here and it'll start opening up. Gotta loosen up the nut. If you don't have an impact, you're gonna probably have to have someone hold on to the brake, keep it from rotating. And that's a 36mm socket. You got the nut, you got the washer. I always stack everything on top of each other. Wait, you don't forget it. And now it's time to remove the brake. And 20mm socket. And everything's all rusty and crusty. Living up in the north, that's what happens. Sometimes you need a 19mm wrench to back up for your slider. Move the nut or bolt. I always have a bungee hang it there. That way when you take the caliper off, you got somewhere to set it. Take a screwdriver, just pry in there, kind of releases it a little bit. Caliper, so let's let it hang there. Wife wanted me to look at the pads. Pads look good. Yeah, it needs some cleaning up. You got a little torque screw right here. You got to remove that. T30 sock or Torx. There we go. Remove that. Move the rotor. Axle is free there, so that's good. So now we got to remove your bearing hub. So up inside here, you got your plug for your ABS. Just push in on that little tab right there, and then pull back, and that releases the plug. And so now we got to go through and remove that clip, pop this open, stick a screwdriver in there, pop that up, takes that wire out. So I'm just gonna push in on that tab there. Pop that out, just push in like that, pops out, and I gotta remove that. Remove the wire. There you go. That's out of the way. Now we got to remove that's a 15 millimeter. You can get an impact in there, that's great. Yeah, these bearings have never been off, so they are tight in there. It's always good to use a 6-point socket too, because you're less likely to round anything off. Shallow. Shallow sockets is definitely the way to go on this. Not a deep well. Alright, now it's to get the hub off of here. That's all free. Get the bigger hammer. And there you go. Little persuasion with the big hammer. And it comes out. Whew. Now you're going to want to clean all this surface up here. Clean this off. And then we're going to lube all this up before we reassemble it. So I'll get a cleaning and I'll get back. All right, well, I painted up everything, primed and painted everything because it's pretty rusty, so hopefully it'll help in the long run. So next we're gonna lube up inside of the housing here and then the face, just to keep it from corroding and so it slides in easier. Shaft up. A little bit of Loctite. Bolts. Don't know if it's necessary, but I always put a little bit of Loctite on it. Bolt started. Get all your wires pushed through before you start getting it off too far. Now, you're going to want to draw them up all even. You don't want to just draw up one bolt. You want to get them all evenly drawn up, and then we're going to torque it. Snug it. Give it a little bit more. It's going to be 133 foot-pounds, so torque. So I know I'm not going to get that with this little ratchet. So. I torque all these to 133 foot-pounds. We're gonna gradually work our way up to that. So what I got here, 1/2 inch torque wrench, an adapter to 1/2 to 3/8, short extension, and then a 15mm socket, shallow. That fits in there. Try to get a 1/2 inch socket in there. with an extension, and it ain't good. It's gonna rub on the knuckle, so, or your drive shaft. So that's what I found works the best. All right, we're gonna pop these wires in. Push it in. Clicks. And then push it down until it locks in. All right, so that's that. Next, we're gonna put on the bracket here. Gotta mount the rotor. Mount the rotor. Get that in the right location, because you got that stud there that you have to put on. T30. Tighten that up. All right, we're gonna put the hub nut on. We won't torque it till we get it on the ground. We'll get it on there, get it tightened up. That should be good. This Milwaukee here, it's got 3 different settings on it. I tell you, if you're going to be doing a lot of car work or something like that, man, it's a good, kind of a good investment. No, I'm not sponsored by them. If they'd like to sponsor me, it's fine. Or if you got any other tools out there that you use or that you have, and you want me to try them out, ship them to me, or message me. I'll give you my address and ship them to me, and I'll try it out. I have no problem with that. Spray down the rotor real good. Make sure we ain't got no yeah, it's pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. If your brakes are getting close, I would just replace the brakes, but mine aren't getting close. Alright, shoes back on. Use a little bit of 243 Loctite on it. torque your caliper bolts, 100 foot-pounds. My pads weren't sliding like they should, so I decided to clean them up, and then I forgot to put grease on the little slides here anyways. You just want a tiny little film on there, and don't get it on your rotor. At least this is what I do. Somebody might say, that ain't right. Whatever. All right. Don't touch your rotor. You don't want to have to clean it all up again. We'll see how. So I do now. Put that in. And nice, slid right in there. So you don't want to have to force these in there. If they don't slide in, then something's hanging up. All right, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to compress these in or not. I compressed a little bit when I took it out. We'll see if it goes in. There we go. Just like that. And, might put just a little dab of Loctite on this. I think down the road I'm gonna have to just go ahead and get new calipers or new calipers and brackets. I know the line's getting pretty crusty, so that might be later on down the road replacing the lines on it. You don't want to lose a line. It's all bad. Been there, done that. Tighten up the caliper, slide bolts. And they're going to get torqued to 50 foot-pounds. Alrighty. We'll put the tire on, and then we'll tighten down the hub nut, torque it down. I always write inside my hub what the torque is. That way I don't have to constantly look it up. So, just me, I always write it inside. And I'm setting my impact to the lowest setting, which I know is under 100. Go from there, and we'll set it down, torque the lug nuts. All right, it's 156 or 150, and an oomph for that 6. So I forgot to turn the camera on after I set this back down. I just went ahead and started torquing everything. So what I did is I torqued my hub nut down to 156-ish. My torque wrench only goes up to 150, so I went to 150 and just gave it a little oomph with 156-ish. And then I installed the cap just with a little rubber mallet. Just kind of tap around there, seat it. Then I went through and then I torqued all my lug nuts down to 140 foot-pounds. And when you do that, just gradually go in a star direction. You know, there's certain patterns that you got to do it. Just take it down evenly, and then finally torque it evenly. And then I always go back through again, hit it one more time after I torqued it, just to make sure nothing else is loose. So I always go through it twice. So not a bad job. If you got any kind of mechanical background, pretty easy. Just takes a little bit. Took me a little bit longer because I had to paint my steering knuckle and everything, but I didn't really have to, but I wanted to, just to prevent it from rusting anymore. So yeah. Hope you liked the video. Hit the like and subscribe button. Subscribing really drives me to keep making more videos, and I like to make videos. Hope you guys get something out of these videos. I know I always go to YouTube to see how to do certain things, so I mean, that kind of, for all the YouTube people out there, just kind of make these videos. It's not just make them, it's kind of help other people out also. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And for tool manufacturers, if you got a tool out there you want me to try, I'm more than willing to try it. I will give you my honest opinion. I'm always working on cars or my camper, trying to finish that up. So yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day.